I'm here with Ben, the second place
Oh,
winner.
hello.
We are doing how he won with his hilarious deck, which is way more interesting than the guy that came first.
Yep. Steel Swarm spam, play the same deck, and get lucky.
Yeah, literally.
Pretty much, man.
Just have five
Yeah,
five players, all the same deck. Good idea.
yeah, yeah. Well, I know that I managed to pretty much build my deck around a lot of like counter matchups, I guess. Like I was up against the mirror match quite a lot, so I was more aiming for value. I know a lot of the purple red players, they were going for more of like inking quite a lot, trying to get to the 9 ink on board, whilst I was more set and stable at like 6 and 7, trying to get that nice lore plays throughout the actual game rather than just going for like setting up for late, making sure that you're not really just going for but might want to cut this was I think of it,
That's fine.
but
Don't you worry.
my opponents onto a timer rather than going for like, oh, I'm gonna get to 10 mana and kind of wear you out.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I can't even think. I also can't think of the word, but I know exactly what you mean. Value.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, more. Yeah, they're going for more value plays. I'm going for more like win the game. You like with this with any kind of 1 or 2 lore turn, no worries. You can set that every turn, except when the version I play is with Shere Khan. Whenever you attack, when anything attacks, gain a lore, and when what's hilarious is that it stacks itself. So I actually play 3 in my deck. I was thinking of 4, and I might do that for a future prospect. But at the same time, I think 3's fine. It is very inkable, which is hilarious. Help you over there.
just take it. Okay, we'll get into. Should we actually get into the deck list as we're just?
Oh, yeah, we can get to deck list. Let me move my camera
Knowing me
down.
and you, we'll just talk about anything anyway.
So let's go with the core values. I'm going to go over my purple cards first, so just to make it easier. So a little bit controversial, but boom, 3 Pascal.
Sure.
For me, this is a must. Maybe 2, but 3 is great. Firstly, inkable. Don't need to talk about that. All good. Having a turn 1 Pascal play will also just have the ball rolling on getting your ink. Getting your lore in play, because not many things can deal with evasive meta. There is a lot of evasive, but having a turn 1 evasive is just very broken. Like, and especially it combos well with my next cards of obviously I play 4 of the 2 drop Madam Mims, 3/3, great value, inkable, bouncing your 1 drops just in case like you can't play this card is ridiculous, and also you bounce Pascal, you can either play him or you can ink him that turn as like a good like blue grandma play if you really want to do that. Again, another controversial one, but also a hilarious card that won me quite a few games actually. 1, 2, 3, hey. Only thing that this loses to is Steel Swarm using Raging Fire or Storm Rage on. Apart from that, nothing can really deal this. Nice value trades into there. A 2 cost. 2 cost is weird because with this deck, you don't really like. You can go to 9/10 lore, but me personally, I like to go like I said earlier. Those early lore plays. This is the value, so that will protect your King Arthur for later.
Nobody plays
Speaking
Hane
of,
Hane, no.
no one plays Saint Pain. I was very surprised. Yeah, as I was just saying, 1, 2, 3, Arthur. I was thinking of doing 4, but a non-inkable cards is very weird. I'll go over something else I was going to say later, but 3 Arthurs, those are your key pieces. Even though I just said, yeah, key pieces probably should have 4, but 3 is very fine for any kind of dead draw that you might get. Having two Arthurs on board it's very messy. You can maybe not use the effects in quest, but at the same time, if you can do that, what's the point of playing? You want to bounce your cards, you want to make some funny plays.
Is it one of those cards where if you draw two, it's fucked? Well, if you have one,
If you draw 2, you would need to get rid of a high value card, such as your Hane Hane. Most likely, you're going to ink your Madam Mim,
yes,
but you pretty much will. If you find one of these in your opening hand, great. If you draw into it, even better. But having too many at the same time is not amazing. Maybe it does lose pretty hard to Whole New World. Sorry, Whole New World. Yeah, a lot of the time, once you play this Whole New World, you don't really care about it as long as it's on the board. Absolutely fine. if you accidentally bounce the Arthur and they hold New World, you will cry, but that's just part of the matchup. You need to play around that. 1, 2, 3 Maleficents. I only run 3 because it's rather than, let's say, Hain, it's a 3-drop with only 2 health. Losing to swords is very sad with this. You will obviously most likely use the Maleficents to play your 4 friends on the other side. I actually found that I wasn't singing that much with friends. It was more being played or even using as ink. Like with not goat. What's the other Merlin? Rabbit. That's the one. When you play it, and when it leaves the field, you draw a card. Yeah, that rabbit's pretty much insane for any card draw. This is very nice if you have extra lore if you're just sitting on your turn. But what you could do, which I don't really like to do, is sing with Arthur, then bounce it. But I like because obviously you want to keep your Arthur never exerted on ever with this kind of deck.
How many times did you use friends?
Not as much as I would think.
Okay.
I mainly used it for ink for quite a lot of the games, to be honest. Yeah, it was quite surprising to me as well.
No, fair. Okay.
So 2 spellbooks, don't need any more than that. Pretty self-explanatory. Gain lore, easy a turn with any extra. 4 rush, Madam Mims. Don't need to say anything else. Bounce a card, rush. Maybe it dies, maybe it doesn't. Who knows? 3 Shere Khan, as I said earlier. Inkable card, amazing card. I'm very much considering running 4, but maybe I'll just add in an extra, or probably take out a Hain or a Pascal, just something. I do run 62 cards, so it's possibly I'd run 3 main cards. Well, you know what it is: 4 goats, savior of this meta, destroying everything. Amazing card. A lot of time when I was on the 7 ink, I would do Arthur on board already. You play your Merlin, you get 1. You quest for 3, and you get rid of it. 5 lore every single turn, easily no worries. That can be your end game, that can be your mid game, just to gain lore if you're falling behind. I feel like if you fall behind on lore in this game, it's pretty much over. So I would make the desperate plays sometimes just to gain that lore, but it won me quite a lot of the games that I thought I was going to lose. I only actually run 3 rabbit, maybe 4, but 3 I like because it's a non-inkable card. You're going to be drawing into these quite a lot anyway. Same with your Arthurs and your Shere Khans. Just having 3, I believe, is fine. I think some deck lists run 4, but I think 3 is okay. Now in comes the spiciness of the deck. Boom. 2 5-drop Madam Mims. I actually wasn't very sure about putting these into the deck originally. I actually, before the tournament started, I was running 2 the legendary Donald Ducks. I thought that was okay with evasive, but as I was playtesting it, the card was way too slow. You play Donald on 5, you have to wait like at least 2 turns. Firstly, it's going to attack to gain the ability to gain that lore, and then you're just going to lore every turn. I didn't see a point. Whilst with this, you've got the rush effects with your other Merlins, or you can even do it with a Hain and bounce a Hain. Like it's any 4-drop or lower that you can play for free. It's absolutely hilarious. The only downside.
Did you use it?
Oh, quite a lot actually. Yeah. I didn't shift into it that much. Maybe once or twice.
Okay.
I didn't shift it quite a lot purely because when you play your Madam Mims, they are going to target them because they don't want the free bouncing available. I demonstrated quite a lot in my games of the Arthur Madam Mim infinite combat, where you would stay on 5 lore, bounce the Arthur, bounce the Mim, as I said before. But yeah, 2 Madam Mims is more than enough. I believe it's inkable, so it's very, very nice. Let's go on to my other spicy card, which won me actually quite a few games, more than I'd realize. Fairy Godmother. Quest, give all your cards Challenger 3. Now, what's worse than a Hain? A Hain with 5 attack. Taking out any of their big cards. Like, I actually managed to kill a Maleficent with a Hain. I thought was hilarious.
As it should.
Yeah, they decided to do it on my Maleficent, my Arthur, whilst I had Fairy Godmother and Hain on board, which I was like, ha ha ha, guess what? Boom, they didn't think about that. Yeah, no, it's inkable if you feel like it's not going to get go. The only counter to Pascal. I actually going back to that. I had the red Minnie Mouse, the one that laws for 2, 1/3 evasive. Yeah, when I had Pascal on the board, they played that. I cried. But you play Fairy Godmother. There's not much counter to evasive right now, but Fairy Godmother into Pascal attacking for 4, pretty funny. Also stopping their law count as they're going up, because if you play your Pascal and they play the mini, you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs. With Fairy Godmother, you actually have plays. 2 Yzma, bounce back to hands. I saw a few people do it to their own cards for draw 2. That's okay, I guess, but for Yzmas, I was just focus on their big cards. If you feel like you're not really, if you're against Steel Swarm, I actually was inking this unless they already had a Cinderella or a Rockstar Stitch on boards. I did it one time to an Ariel, which was actually very, very helpful on that turn. I think I lost that game anyway, but I don't think Yzma is good for that specific matchup, but in the game in general, it was very funny. And then finally for purple, I have one Elsa. Every single time I played this card, I won the game. But it was getting to that law. If you have 2 cards already on the board, you play Elsa, you freeze whatever counterplay that they were going to do against you. You've got a free turn of getting. You can actually play Elsa and then gain the next turn, possibly 10 to 12 law on that one turn, which is very good. Also, singing, be prepared with Elsa, and then playing your turn afterwards. Incredible board. Incredible. Gain your law with your cards. Do not attack or quest with Elsa. You sing that bitch. She'll say like something like let it go, but actually it's be prepared. And then it'll be funny. So that is the main core that I found. All right, so reds. These 1-drops are spicy. These only run 2 1-drops. First one, Minnie Mouse, takes out a ungodly amount of things. This actually, I put this in for the counter matchup against Hein. This is also good against any Steel song that's coming up. Strength of Raging Fire, 9 times out of 10, they only had 2 minions anyway. Storm Rage on deals 2 damage. Guess what? Teeth and Ambitions deals 2 damage. Guess what? 3 health. Nice and easy. I was deadly afraid of Simba, as everyone should be. If anyone plays Lorcana, they know how much playing Lilo and then Simba and then you crying for about 3 turns whilst I gain lore. So Felicia was my counter to that. A 3/1, Reckless, can't quest, which it's interesting, but still inkable, still very good card, which is it's decent. It was alright. Main cards that I actually, looking back at this, I might run 3, but 2 LeFous, quest Arthur, LeFou, play, you get him back. Simple enough, nice and easy. Protects your Arthur, LeFou, protects any card. What you can do as well, which I did in one game, Madam Mem, quest, ready up, use Madam Mem's effect.
Disgusting.
Gain 2 lore, gain 2 wins. Nice and easy. Very, 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 very good cards. 1, 2, 3, Queen of Hearts. Sure. Rush. People do not expect the rush in this deck, which is very good with your Shirkan plays. You play, let's say, you can do any of your 1-drops in this game. But let's say that I don't have Felicia in this, but let's say I've got my Minnie Mouse, I've got my Pascals. And then let's say I had one game in the finals where the guy had Queen turn 1 and then shifted into the 5-drop Queen turn 2. I had Pascal on board. What did he do? He quested for 2, thinking he was safe. Queen of Hearts, Pascal trades, his whole combo's dead. Can't sing any 5s. Queen of Hearts is the MVP of that entire tournament, 100%. But, however, the one that I found was quite lackluster was the Shift Queen of Hearts, which I was running 2 of. So my mindset for this one was obviously shifting 4/3 for 2, pretty decent. The effects, very good. You attack, you draw a card. I didn't use any of it. People, no. I maybe for like 1 turn, but every time I shifted the Queen, I cried because I was like, hey, I'm going to play regular Queen. You can shift this, and actually this will only cost 4, but you don't gain the rush.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
So unless you already play queen and then you sit on it, which you don't really want to do that, you kind of want to just do whatever, attack, and use your draw. It'll be fine. I didn't struggle that much with any draw in this deck. I was absolutely fine with everything. Every time I kept you keep bouncing your rabbit if you're low on cards or low on ink even, and then you just play out your hand because you don't really need to get that high up in ink, like I said. Moving on, to my last few cards. 1, 2, 3, and just a flex on the kids. Boom. 4 Lady Tremaine. Incredible card. Absolutely fucking incredible. 100%. Bouncing this card every single turn, making kids cry was the most best feeling of my life. Going into the knockout stages, I played this one guy where I think 25% of his deck was enchanted, so I felt a little bit bad. But I beat his ass, so don't worry about that.
As you should.
4 Tremaine must. This is a very very key beast in this deck. Using the 2-drop, using the 2-drop specifically, Mim, going to play this next turn. You bounce it back to your hand. Play, I don't know, go play that next turn as well. Having a Tremaine every single turn, knocking out they have to choose a piece of the card that they don't want to get rid of. As long as you're getting rid of their small cards and then drop a surprise Tremaine, no one ever expects it. And then going on to the 7-drops.
Okay.
I'll talk about both these at the same time, actually. So, firstly, 2 Scar.
Oh.
And 2 Be Prepared.
Oh, okay.
So, Scar, when you first play this card, Rush, you cannot immediately play him with Be Prepared. So, which I was aware of, but I also made a mistake. However, he is ready to release attack, so you can Rush, kill something, give him back, and then sing the Be Prepared if you really want to. Or you could just play the Be Prepared. But Scar is a pretty much, if you're behind on your board, Be Prepared is better. If you are ahead on your board going for the win, they make a play Scar. I had one game where I had 2 Scars in hand. He had I can't remember his first one, but pretty much Scar traded with his entire board. I was left with 1 minion, making Be Prepared actually worse than Scar. And then he played his Rockstar Stitch. He exerted all of his cards, exerted his Big Stitch because I didn't attack it. Then I played my second Scar, wiped his entire board, and then quested 5. And then he could do nothing about it. So on those kind of situations, Scar is better. On any other situation, when you're behind on board, Be Prepared is better. I don't really like using Be Prepared straight up because I feel like you lose a lot of tempo. If that is your only turn 7 play, turn 8 or the following turn where they have a go, they're playing their whole hand. It's not fun. It just means that I just need another Be Prepared. That may take out 2 or 3 cards. While Scar is actually, you play one, they're like, oh shit, okay, maybe he plays an actual more of a control central deck. When realistically, this deck is a combo gain lore kind of deck. And this last card, Maleficent. I was actually not sure about this. So in my previous deck that I made for tournament, I was running 3. But as I found out, I wasn't ever really getting to that kind of lore. I was trying to make these plays to actually gain the lore rather than the ink. So I was never really going to. Only really was going to 9 on the mirror map, where I was able to play it, get rid of 1 card, thumbs up, but then they Lady Tremaine me, and then I didn't really see that. I would not play Maleficent in the future.
Fair enough.
I would probably take it out for definitely at least something inkable, maybe another Shere Khan, maybe another Felicia or Minnie Mouse, something on the lower end. Because this was always inked. So that's all I saw. I played it once throughout the entire 12 hours.
When you say Minnie Mouse, do you mean the level 1?
Either the level 1 or the shift. Or the evasive, sorry.
Oh, okay, alright. So you'd literally replace the 9 with a 1 or 2?
Yes.
Crazy.
These the evasive Minnie Mouse are 3. But yes, she's way too slow to play. Way too.
So you would say that the highest you'd like is 8 with Elsa, and then that's it.
Yeah, I feel like having 1 or 2 8-drops is fine, but that's again situational. The whole deck that I built is very. I need to get rid of specific specific matchups rather than going for my whole piece of combo. It's very weird how I was playtesting, but I felt like that my highest card that I really wanted to play was Tremaine. Tremaine at 6, and then playing her every single turn was amazing. Scars, I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to run more of these. I actually might in the future because I remember a lot of my when I was losing, thinking if I draw Scar Hero, I win the game. If I draw Scar Hero, I win the game. If I play this, I can attack this, and that's what and then that's all good.
So it was one of those where, like, especially when it comes to like, was it in the same situation where you also thinking, "Oh, Be Prepared would win me the game," or is it only
Be Prepared has the same problem as Whole New World. If you play it straight up, you're losing. But if you sing it with a card that's already on the board, you're doing a lot better. Like I said earlier, you play your Elsa on 8, you freeze 2 minions. They go, okay, cool, I'm going to play 1, maybe 2 minions, so he can't play a following Elsa next turn. Guess what? I'm going to quest with my other cards. I'm then going to sing Be Prepared, and then play, I don't know,
just chuck down random stuff.
And Arthur, fucking Madam Mim, or even the big one in that case, a LeFou, fucking Pascal, whatever. Like the world is your oyster. That
it makes sense to me. It's a great, like, I like the fact that, yeah, everyone has been saying your build is very interesting, and I do think
it's a very spicy one. As soon as I move up, that's right. Hi, I'm Nami. Yeah, I mean, as I was going through, I hate sticking to meta. Hate it. I like playing games that I find fun, which is why I play Lorcana. If this wasn't Disney, I would still play the game because it's a very interesting, it's very easy to learn, but quite hard to understand matchups as you're going through, which is why I enjoy that. And it actually has quite a game that both Ben and myself play, Hearthstone, that's very, very similar to that, where you have to have a board presence, you need to be aware of your in Hearthstone health in this lore, where you need to gain your points, get everything that you need, get your combo pieces. You can't just play cards, play them. You can't just quest to gain lore. You need to figure out your opponent's board state. It's so much fun, man. I'm really really enjoying this game. This was my first. This was one of my first biggest tournaments. Coming seconds was greatest feeling.
Great.
And even in the finals, I won the first game through doing the Arthur Madam Mim infinite combo, like I said earlier. And then he just bed drew spells, so I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna gain 4 and then go Arthur quest, easy game.
Even to be honest, what was your worst matchup? Was it just Steel Song?
Steel Song. Okay. That is the only deck I lost.
Yeah, I mean same, but
I went X1 going into stages, then going into the knockouts. I was second seeded. I lost the following game that put me down to 7th. And then I was against Mirror Match on the first one, and then a guy named Chris from Brotherhood, a great guy actually. It actually was essentially a very very good Mirror Match. He was playing quite similar of Tremaine Bounce and also playing Pinocchio, I believe. The 3 lore where he was playing it, questing Madam Mim, Bounce, quite similar to the other Madam Mim. Same kind of deal, to be honest, but hey, still 3 lore. It's just a different way. Oh, actually, 2 cards that I didn't talk about. Namari.
Oh yeah.
Banish this character, banish a chosen character. There is one reason why I put him in the deck. Her in the deck, sorry. Vishenda. Cinderella. 7 shift Cinderella can attack ready character. What the fuck? I didn't realize. I didn't realize until like a few days before the tournament that she could actually attack ready characters. Turns out if you read cards, they actually make sense.
Weird.
But yeah, no. She at the early stages of the tournament wasn't that useful. I'm not gonna lie. But as the tournament progressed, the decks were getting better that I was fighting. That's where she shone.
I said about this card, no? Was this not the one that I was like, this is a good card? I knew it was a good card. I just didn't.
She's a good card. She's not a great card.
Yeah.
is a harsh reality.
You said you ran 2, right?
I'm running 2, yeah.
That makes sense.
I would not run it. It's the same as like Spellbook. There's just no need. Uninkable, not fun. No, that's right. She's very fun. That was the wrong choice of words. But yeah, she's if you are uninkable, but if they're playing aggro, like she's not the best card to play. Unless you do like some you play her, you attack, you LeFou, you play your attack. She takes out 2 cards for her, so pretty funny. She has negative synergy with Madam Mim. Obviously, you can't use the effects and then bounce her, sadly enough. I could see her in a yellow deck where you play the Shift Snow White, where you banish her Snow White quest, get her back to hand, and you keep going.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really see a crazy big play with her.
She's quite. I mean, to be honest, she's a good card just to snipe random cards. Like that's.
She's good. Yeah, she's a very, very good sniper. But yeah, like if someone's playing any kind of bodyguard and you can just play this and then laugh at Fortnite dance.
Thank you very much, Ben. We will probably do more things anyway. I'm planning to do podcasts and everything because now you're famous, so we can use you for views. But yeah, first tournament, good stuff. So that's
first tournament, second national world champion of Lorcana. Don't want to brag or anything, but
thank you very much.
No worries, buddy. Peace and love.